Good morning, everyone. Uh, Few of you might have still some doubt regarding the header and footer. So I'll quickly give a recap on the header and footer, and then we'll go to the subsequent section. So today is mainly our mainly we'll focus on the creating custom templates, like for formatting a thesis, complete formatting a thesis, including like the basics matter that we'll have, the basic font matter, body matters, and all other things. That includes our bibliography, the citation reference also, and then we'll see some exercise problems like based on custom templates. Then we'll have a quick repick on master documents, like if we have a larger volume of a thesis, for example, it's 500 600 pages, so it might be very difficult to do it in a single document. So that we can do it in chapter wise in different documents. So for example, as my chapter 1 is in one document, chapter 2 is one document, and then merging those documents so that my table I can create, because if I'm creating different documents, so that is now saying again, if again it's a tedious job, like to create a table of contents and list of figures. But with the help of master documents, that I don't need to worry about my table of contents. It will be as same as like we used to do it in a single document. So that will be our, that will save our time, right? So anyway, like if it is at least 250 300 pages is manageable in a single document. But if it is larger than that, that it might be difficult. So let's start with the header and footer. We'll give a quick recap on that. So we have discussed two different types of header and footer. One is based on some our chapter headings, and one is our general, like throughout the documents our header will be same, and throughout the documents our header will be the footer will be same. And then the next we have discussed like how we can customize our header based on the chapter numbers, like or chapter name. For example, I want the odd pages, I want my chapter heading, that is heading the first level heading, and then when for even pages I want the subheading, that's heading 2, right? So first let's say for the it's I want my heading throughout the document, similar things. So to enable your header, you just, what you need to do, just double click on that at the top of your page, or the top of your page, or you can go to the insert tabs, and then you will have the header part, right? So the shortcut is like just give a double tap on the at the top of your page, then you will get the header and footer part, right? So now, for example, you have you have certain requirement. Then your header should be like a default is 1.2 centimeter. Your header and footer the default is 1.2 centimeter. But you have, for example, you have certain requirement that it should be either it should be less or it should be more. So that from here you can change it. The header is 1.1.25. So for example, so I want it 1 centimeter only, and my footer also I want it 1 centimeter. So in that way, like you can reduce your header size, header and footer. Oh, sorry. Yes, yes. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, let's keep it. Okay, so let's say like the for similar header for throughout the document. So here the options I have three different options. That is different my different first page, different odd and even page, different odd and even page, and the show document text. So show document text is actually is nothing but is like the during when you are working on the header. So this document showing this your document text, actual text, body text. Okay, so it should always be should enable. The other two is like if you don't want, for example, so in my chapter first chapter heading or first page, I don't want my header or footer. Okay, so if I have certain requirement, I don't want header and my footer. So that in that case, you can enable this, that I don't want my header in first page. And then again the default different odd and even page. The I have if you can give the different header in odd page and even page. But when you are selecting the different odd and even page and different first page, remember for like in general what happened, like you have given header to a single page throughout the documents, you are getting your header and footer. But when you are selecting different first page, so if different first page, you are editing a first page, then you have to edit it whatever the header you have, you have to edit it then the subsequent page also. You have given it different first page, so whatever things you are doing in the first page, that will not should be showing the subsequent pages. Okay, so you have to edit it accordingly. Now similar things for different odd and even page, you are inserting some things in the header in odd page, that will applicable for all the odd page. Okay, same things you have to do it for even page also. So if you want a different, if it is uniform throughout the document, then you don't need to enable this different odd and even page. So now say let's say now in the footer I want my the page numbers. So I have my now multiple page which have the uniform we header and only the page number at the footer. Okay, so now let's say now let's see the different odd and even page. Now you see when I clicking the different odd and even page, you see the first page only the odd page header is there, and I do not have anything in the even pages. Okay, so similarly now, so so now I have in every pages header and footer in every pages. Then next is different first page. So like click on the different first page. So see the first page header has been removed from here. Header and footer, both the header and footer has been removed from here. But in the subsequent pages you have header and footer. Okay. So whatever the editing you are doing in first pages, now it will not be applicable for your subsequent page, that is page number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So always start your like editing your header and footer one, that is from my experience, always start your editing header and footer from your first section itself. So that will be more easier for you. Otherwise what happen, like if you are when you will be working with the section and that link to previous button, that link to previous buttons like will create problems if you are not selecting those things. And then again, so for example, if you are doing it in the middle, like if it is if in the middle of your documents, and if it is connected to all the sections, you are editing something that will change all the header and footer throughout your documents. So start your like decide what you want to do in header, what do you want in your header and footer, and then start working on header and footer. Otherwise, you will be wasting your time in between if you are editing some things, and that will change throughout your document. So that is a waste of time. So first decide what you want, and then accordingly you do your header and footer. So and then the section wise heading subheading that we will cover in the while doing our custom template. So for this kind of, if there are any doubt regarding that, these three different first page, different order and event page, these two is important, more importantly. Okay then, so now we'll create some custom template. You will customize our template by, so based on some a sample thesis format. So that these are the thesis has been in different sections on the front matter, body matters, and then the end matter. So front matter, these are the things like it's just a sample. You can you will have different things for based on your requirement. It's just a sample one. So you will have this kind of these are the content that you will have from the front matter. Now, for example, sorry. For the body, the main text, this is the main text. So what? So that front matter will have single-sided print. Then for the body, you will have double-sided print with the conditions. The double-sided print and each chapter should start from the odd number page. Okay, each chapter should start from your odd number pages. Then end matter is also double-sided print. Same things. Each chapter should start from the odd number page also. And these are the formatting guidelines. Okay, for if you are so this is the margin is 1 inch in each side with an 1 by 4 inch of gutter. And if it is in centimeter, that is 2.54 centimeter and 0.64 centimeter gutter. There is like you don't need to give any indent to the paragraphs. No first line indents, no hanging indents. Font type is Times New Roman. These are the font sizes. For body text is 12 regular. Heading 1 18 bold. Heading 2 16 bold. Heading 3 14 bold. Heading 4 12 bold. And heading 5 we are considering up to fifth level of heading. Okay, a bold and italic. Line spacing 1.5 lines throughout your documents, starting from heading to body text, everything. And these are the paragraph spacing. So for body, before 6 point, after 6 point. For heading and subheading, so before 12 point, after 12 point. But there is an exception, that is first page of each chapter should start at 48 point from the top. Okay. Yesterday what I have done, we didn't consider the space from the top. Now today's conditions is first chapter should have start 48 point from the top. Then, so these are the page numbers. The title page is considered to be page 1, but the page number should not be printed on this page. So you have to consider the title page as a page number 1, but it should not be printed on the page. Then that all other pages should have a page number centered at the bottom of the page. Centered, it should be centered. The front matter in lowercase Roman numerals, and the rest of the body matters to the end matters will be your Arabic numericals. Okay. So these are the header and footer conditions. No header and footer on first page of each chapter, and includes your the title page also. Then header, front matter, title, and right alignment. Title is the front matter is like, for example, the table of contents, or your title will be a table of contents, right? So then body matter, the odd pages, header 1, right alignment, even page, header 2, that is second level of header, left alignment, page number. These are the conditions. So now start the first you start with the blank document, then you start with all this editing, all like your first header, footers, and your heading style. But the first job is to your create your heading style. Okay, so once you have your heading style, then you can accordingly you can design all these things. So for heading style, what you need it is the formatting guidelines. These are the formatting guidelines that you need for the heading style, right? Okay, like one more thing that your the font matter that you have your title, abstract, all these things, abstract, then your list of figures, list of table, that also will come into your table of content, right? But in that we are not providing is that we are not giving in a heading style, that is chapter number, right? We are not giving it. So but we want it in our table of contents. So if you are not assigning any chapter numbers here, so what if you are creating automatic table, it will not come to your table of content. So you have to assign the level of table of content to those field. That is, you have to convert it to the field. That is nothing but your the heading one and heading two, what we are talking about. So I'll show you that how you to do. So first heading style, you need body text. That what you have to do. You have to edit the in the heading style. You have to modify the this normal. This will be your applicable for your body text, right? Then heading 1, heading 2 till heading 5. Then you have to edit your table of content style, and for other like those who will not have chapter numbers, that for example, that for that will assign it as a title, that they have a title. So we'll assign it as a title. Everything for title, the format will be mostly same as your heading one, but will not assign to this to the label, heading label. Okay, so start with the body text. Okay, so the body text is Times New Roman. Is justified, regular. We don't need to give any bold or italic, automatic. Then so these are the font formatting. Then go to paragraph formatting. So I don't have any indentations, no indent in paragraph. So the spacing was 6 point before, 6 point after, right? Line spacing 1.5 lines. So do I need to add any other things like the numbering? There is no numbering right here. 1.5 lines. That yeah, no indent. Oh, সোহাম এই ওটা চ্যাট বক্স দেখে নি, যদি কোনো কোয়েশ্চেন থাকে বলো আমাকে। চ্যাট বক্স না? So now we need to the modify our heading style. So to before that, what you have to do, we have to select our multi-level list first, right? So multi-level list, let's say from there, let's say select a multi-level list. Let's say this one is our multi-level list. Now we modify your the first level, Times New Roman. This is 18 point, bold, justified. Okay, so in spacing, what is the spacing that we have? for heading 1, the condition was 48. Like your the first the chapter name should have start at 48 point from the top. So that is 40. Your indent is the spacing will be before is 48, after is 12. Okay, before 48, after 12. And this you should enable this all these things. Like yesterday I told you why you have to do it. So for heading you need these two, not the video and orphan control. You need these two because like his heading, subheading, is all these things. Keep it in by default. It is default settings your these three. So it will be applicable for throughout your documents. Now next is numbering. So we have already have this one because yesterday I have created. But if you are like those who have not, let's just define a new number. So if you want it's only the numbers. Now you don't need to edit your numbering, or else if you want like for your heading was system should have like chapter 1 or like that. So that now you have to edit it. Okay, you have to define a new numbers. Sorry. Okay, so the formatting here in the format, then you'll have numbering. So define a new number format.
Then only have to select, or
No, just define new number format. So because we want the chapter 1, chapter 2, right now.
okay.
So that is like you already have, I guess, the chapter 1, chapter 2
They
because
just
yesterday we
created,
created. So those who have not created, then they need to define new numbers. 5 headings. 5 headings से कर नहीं मल्टी लेवल अपने कौन सा चलो select किया डिफाइन न्यू मल्टी लेवल है हाँ बट ये डिफरेंट है ये ए बी सी वन का है ओके तो ये यहाँ से करना होगा लेवल वाइज हाँ तो कौन से नहीं फॉर्मेटिंग का नंबर नीचे वाला ना नंबर उधर से ऑलरेडी इनबिल्ट है ना वो इनबिल्ट ही कर लीजिए ये क्रिएट करना होगा इनबिल्ट कर लीजिए इनबिल्ट होगा ये वाला ये वाला नहीं उसके बाद ये वाला यहाँ पे है ना इसमें राइट क्लिक राइट क्लिक मॉडिफाई अच्छा So let's write here like numbers before numbers. Keep it as a chapter. Change the font here. So same font will be Times New Roman. Bold. 16. Click on OK. Enable the automatically update options. At the bottom, you will have this the boxes, check boxes there. 4 check boxes there. At the bottom. Okay. See. version is your 20.
I had to just edit this only model.
Yeah, yes,
So
Yeah, so-
this is 19 hours.
19.
Hmm.
Same 19 options. Okay, not an issue. So हो जाएगा. We'll leave it here as it is. But heading
मतलब होता क्या है उस फीचर से
वो
होता क्या है?
ये क्या है अगर कहीं इन वीडियो में अगर हम लोगों ने एडिट किया जैसे इसमें हेडिंग पे एडिट किया है तो वो ऑटोमेटिकली अपडेटेड इनेबल होने से क्या है जितने भी चैप्टर की हेडिंग लेवल 1 हेडिंग है ऑटोमेटिकली अपडेट हो जाएगा सेम जो भी चेंजेस हुआ है वो चेंजेस उसमें ऑटोमेटिकली अप्लाई हो जाएगा. बोल्ड नहीं हो रहा है.
जैसे कि वहाँ पे स्पेस आपके में ये हैंड स्पेसिंग है तो अच्छा वो मेरे में 0.6 सेंटीमीटर इसीलिए कम है 1.27 सेंटीमीटर.
हाँ वो स्पेसिंग ही है बस.
ये मतलब चलेगा ये.
वो So next one, second level heading. So yes, same similar in a similar way, edit it also, modify it, Times New Roman. Your second level heading is 16. Bold. Similar way, do it for heading 2, heading 3, heading 4 till heading 5. Yeah, by default, keep it in by default right now for now. So that according next you will seeing the text, you can change it later.
इंडेक्शन है
हाँ.
वो बाय डिफॉल्ट उसने दिखा रहा था
हाँ.
-0.6
वो एक्चुअली दो नंबर के हिसाब से दिखा रहा है. जैसे पहला था कि हमारा 1 है. हाँ तो 0.63 अब आ गया 1.1. तो वो जो इंडेंट होगा लाइक टेक्स्ट का जो इंडेंट होगा तो वो ज्यादा हो जाएगा. इंडेंट ज्यादा देना होगा अदरवाइज वो यूनिफॉर्म नहीं रहेगा. हाँ क्योंकि वो इसीलिए डिफॉल्ट है. जैसे पहला नंबर था मेरा 1 तो उसमें इंडेंट कम देना होगा. उसके बाद आ गया 2 नंबर आ गया 1.1 तो स्पेसिंग ज्यादा ले रहा है वो नंबरिंग. तो इंडेंट अभी उसमें थोड़ा ज्यादा हो जाएगा। वो डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू है, वो अकॉर्डिंगली वर्ड उसी में बेसिस में जितना हम लोग ये नंबर डिफाइन कर रहे हैं, उसका लाइक फॉन्ट साइज डिफाइन कर रहे हैं, उसी के इस हिसाब से वो सजेस्ट कर रहे हैं। वो डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू रख दीजिए।
1.2 और 2.1
मतलब
नहीं है
यहाँ पे दिस योर चैप्टर राइट। ओके
1.2 और it's not only important.
due to the multi-level listings. Okay, so you just edit just chapter 1 drastically fine, and it is automatic black.
Chapter 2 here. 1.1, 1.2, 1.1 कोई देना।
जरूरत नहीं है, बस वो अगर मैं नंबरिंग वो से अभी ये डिफॉल्ट नंबरिंग जो हमने मल्टी लेवल लिस्टिंग यूज किया वो 1 1.1 1.1 ऐसा है। उसमें कुछ सी में कोई अगर चेंजेस करना है बस उसी में मल्टी वो नंबरिंग से डिफाइन करना है। जैसे मैं फर्स्ट चैप्टर में चाहिए कि चैप्टर 1 चैप्टर 2 चैप्टर 3 के लिए, तो दैट्स व्हाई लेवल 1 पे मैं किया है। बट लेवल 2 में बाय डिफॉल्ट जो है 1.1 1.2 वही करना है, उसको कैंसिल कर दीजिए। नहीं आ रहा है। हाँ ये मल्टी लेवल लिस्टिंग क्या है। ओके अब आ जाएगा, इसको चेंज कीजिए। मल्टी लेवल लिस्टिंग आपको सिलेक्ट करना है पहले यहाँ से।
इसमें हेडिंग
हाँ
दो वाला
हाँ
देना।
हाँ, दो है, एक हेडिंग हेडिंग और एक 1.1.2। ओके select this multi-level listing. Now it will come and change it. अब फिर से वो 1 वाला चेंज कर लीजिए, 1 एडिट कर लीजिए चैप्टर 1 लिख। ये मल्टी लेवल लिस्टिंग जो है मल्टी लेवल लिस्टिंग ये सिलेक्ट करना है, ये वाला। हाँ just you edit it and you edit add something and then your 4 will come, or else you drop it down and here somewhere set it with that. So once you add your third third one, जब अगर थर्ड आपने ऐड कर दिया इस पे तो फोर्थ आ जाएगा। अब फोर्थ एडिट करने के बाद फिर हम आपको फिफ्थ लेवल पे भी मिल जाएगा। एक एक करके ऐड करते जाएगा तो दूसरा वो एनेबल हो जाएगा।
Doing no, I am confused. Right now, what is going on here? Changing that multiple
हाँ yes
levels.
लेवल
Heading 1.
हेडिंग 1 पहले मल्टी लेवल लिस्टिंग से। सो नाउ हेडिंग 1 जरूरत है अभी, अब ये छोड़ दीजिए, यहाँ पे एडिट कीजिए मॉडिफाई। सो कंडीशन इज लाइक इट शुड बी टाइप्ड इन रोमन। सो वन इज 18 बोल्ड और एक कलर ऑटोमेटिक। ओके तो ये हो गया। नाउ फॉर्मेट ये फॉन्ट फॉर्मेट हो गया, ये पूरा है फॉन्ट फॉर्मेट। तो उसके बाद हमें पैराग्राफ फॉर्मेटिंग करना है। तो पैराग्राफ फॉर्मेटिंग में इसको जस्टिफाई, इंडेंट कुछ है नहीं हमारे, इंडेंट एज इट इज। यहाँ पे क्या था मैं हैंगिंग एज इट इज रख लीजिए, हैंगिंग पोजीशन में। नेक्स्ट अभी क्या था हमारे कंडीशन ये था कि चैप्टर 1 टॉप से 48 पॉइंट नीचे होना चाहिए। तो मतलब ये क्या हो जाएगा, ये हेडिंग 1 के लिए है, तो ये 48 हो जाएगा और बाकी बिलो का कितना होगा 12, क्योंकि सारे बाकी सारे पैराग्राफ का 12 पॉइंट ही है और ये था 1.5 जो कंडीशन था दिस फॉर्मेट का, ये है 1.5 1.5। ओके
ये कहीं पे बोला गया था।
हाँ, वो दिस अभी जो फॉर्मेट मैंने दिखाया था वो कंटिन्यू है। देन अभी फिर से अब करना है हमें नंबरिंग। सो नंबरिंग में हाँ डिफाइंड नंबर। तो डिफाइंड नंबर में क्यों डिफाइंड नंबर क्या है इसमें सिर्फ क्योंकि मैं अभी जो नॉर्मल जो नंबरिंग है 1 1.1 1.1.1 बट हमें फर्स्ट लेवल पे चाहिए चैप्टर 1 चैप्टर 2 करके, इसलिए एडिट कर रहे हैं नंबरिंग। फॉर सेकंड लेवल हेडिंग से हमें एडिट करने की जरूरत नहीं है क्योंकि हमें 1.1 1.2 ऐसे करके ही चाहिए। तो इसलिए अभी यहाँ पे जो जैसे नंबरिंग है तो यहाँ पे इससे पहले आप चैप्टर ऐड कर दीजिए, एक चैप्टर चैप्टर ले लीजिए, चैप्टर सी कैपिटल स्पेस चैप्टर एंड नंबर के बीच में स्पेस फॉन्ट। सो सेम फॉर्मेट में चाहिए हमें टाइम्स न्यू रोमन 18 बोल्ड बोल्ड और 18। ओके सो बस ये तीनों में एडिट करना था। अब यहाँ पे ये तो ऑटोमेटिकली अपडेट। ओके
अब जब भी हमें ऐसा वाला देना पड़े तो चैप्टर हेडिंग में
हाँ
कर दूंगी।
हाँ सिमिलरली आप सेकंड के लिए भी एडिट कीजिए सेम फैशन में। सेकंड में बस हमें नंबरिंग डिफाइन नहीं करना है क्योंकि सेकंड में हमें 1.1 ही चाहिए। हाँ, तो सेकंड में बस आपको पैराग्राफ करना होगा, पैराग्राफ फॉन्ट ये दोनों ही एडिट करने हैं सेकंड में, सेम थर्ड फोर्थ फिफ्थ। फर्स्ट लेवल है ना। हाँ 18 नहीं वो कुछ के ये जैसे एज इट इज ऑटोमेटिकली अपडेटेड। अब सिर्फ सेकंड लेवल का एडिट नहीं हुआ है, सेकंड लेवल वाला सेकंड थर्ड फोर्थ जो है वो एडिट वो चेंजेस नहीं है क्योंकि अब वहां पर जो सेम मॉडिफाई कर। ये नहीं ये तो चैप्टर 1 है, इसको मॉडिफाई नहीं करना यहाँ पे। हाँ ये आ गया। अब सेम इसको मॉडिफाई करना है, इसको भी मॉडिफाई करना है, इसको भी मॉडिफाई करना है, फिर एक और फोर्थ लेवल कहीं पे फोर्थ लेवल ऐड कर दे तो फिफ्थ भी आ जाएगा, तो फिफ्थ को भी मॉडिफाई करना है। ठीक है आप तो फिफ्थ तक करना है, सेम फिफ्थ तक जो कंडीशन जो फॉर्मेटिंग दिया हुआ है सेम फॉर्मेट के हिसाब से।
It was stuck here. इनका फर्स्ट हेडिंग उसके बाद
मतलब यहाँ पे नहीं आ रहा है।
it is not selecting. This was the heading 1.
Yeah.
That I edited and added chapter to it.
Okay.
Then I have to edit this one.
Yeah.
So I this 1.1.
Yes, other these or this.
Yeah. So that is not getting selected. So there is something that
फर्स्ट ये करना, फर्स्ट ये सिलेक्ट करना है, पहले ये सिलेक्ट करना है उसके बाद एडिट करना। अदरवाइज इन बिटवीन करने से क्या होगा, इन बिटवीन करने से जो ये जो नंबरिंग में चेंज किया है, अब जब मैं अगर मैं ये सिलेक्ट करता हूँ फिर नंबरिंग चेंज हो जा रहा है चैप्टर से, वो फिर से नंबरिंग को फॉर्मेट करना है, इसलिए पहले मल्टी लेवल वाला सिलेक्ट करके फिर एडिट करना।
from the beginning.
From the beginning you select your multi-level then edit करें। Heading 2 is 16। हाँ बोल्ड, एक मिनट।
थर्ड हेडिंग जो 1.1 से स्टार्ट हो गया था।
ये चेंज किया फिर से यहाँ से।
तो सर एंटर करने पे ना ये ऑटोमेटिक आ भी नहीं रहा है, उसको बार बार प्रेस करना
हाँ, प्रेस करना होगा, नहीं तो एंटर करने से उसके बाद हेडिंग लिखने के बाद भी एंटर, वो एंटर एनेबल कर सकते हो, बट एवरी टाइम हेडिंग के बाद फिर तुम्हें नॉर्मल टेक्स्ट लिखना है, तो अदरवाइज एवरी टाइम वो ही आ जाएगा।
तो सर ये तो मतलब सिलेक्ट करने के बाद फिर एडिट करना होगा।
हाँ, मल्टी लेवल, पहले मल्टी लेवल, इसीलिए बोल रहा हूँ पहले मल्टी लेवल सिलेक्ट करो देन एडिट करो, अदरवाइज इन बिटवीन मल्टी लेवल सिलेक्ट करने से जो भी जितना भी फॉर्मेटिंग किया नंबर में, वैसे मोस्टली नंबर फॉर्मेट फॉन्ट एंड उसमें चेंज नहीं आएगा, बट जो नंबर का जो एडिट हुआ है, जैसे चैप्टर 1 में एडिट किया वो चला जाएगा। पहले मल्टी लेवल लिस्ट सिलेक्ट करना, उसके बाद ही जो नंबरिंग है जो भी है वो एडिट करना। Same 1.5 throughout the documents, line spacing 1.5, formatting is there 9.1.
Otherwise paragraph and
Yes, numbering is the font and paragraph. Hello, Sakshi.
yes sir.
Yeah, just tell me what's the problem you are facing.
So I have modified the heading 2 and heading 3, but heading 1 is not getting modified. It is not writing the chapter number 1. I have changed
Okay,
it
so
in the number format as well.
okay, so can you start your new documents again so that I'll show it to you from the start. Okay, so I'm starting a new document. You just follow it first, and then you try it by your own.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. So first, what you have to do, first you just select your the multi-level listing. So this is why you need to do it first, because like uh, if you are modify your heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, if there is any modification in your numbers, and once you complete your modifying and then you are selecting your multi-level listings, then what will happen? Whatever the modification you have done in your numberings, that will not be applicable. Okay, it will start from as the default it is the default settings default number setting of this multi-level listing. So what should do the first, you select the multi-level listings. Now you edit like as per your requirement. So the first is your this first level heading, then modify. So here I have the font is Times New Roman, the spacing 16, bold, color is automatic, justified, the line spacing is. Okay, so this is the font formatting. Then once completed font formatting, we go to paragraph formatting. Here, I don't have any line indentations. The indentation is 0 left and right. The special indentation, keep it as it is, that hanging 0.76. Now the condition in that thesis formatting was there कि your chapter 1 should have start at 48 points from the top. So that is nothing but your before paragraph spacing. So keep it as 48. Then after is 12. This should be 1.5. Click on OK. Now coming to numbering. So here I have already it's there, but still if it is not showing this chapter 1, chapter 1, chapter 2, if you need it, only then you have to, if you want to change, because now the whatever the form a multi-level listing that you have selected, that will give me 1.1, 1.1.1. So in that fashions. But if I want, like in my chapter, the heading of my chapter, the first chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 2, so then you have to define a new number format if it is not there in your the numbering library. So let's say it's already there. Otherwise, what you have to do is just the before this number, their number will be shown before the numbers. You have to write your chapters and then click on OK. Okay. So select this automatically updated and then click on OK. So you got your the chapter 1. So first you try this heading 1 and let me know if you are able to editing or not. Then I'll do it for chapter 2. Is that okay?
सर जो नंबर फॉर्मेट है ना, जब मैं वहाँ पे चैप्टर नंबर 1 लिख रही हूँ, उसके बाद
हाँ.
ओके का बटन प्रेस नहीं हो रहा है, मतलब कि वो
Okay.
वर्क नहीं कर
Okay.
रहा.
Okay. Understood. Check one thing. Numbering. Here the define new one. यहाँ पे जो नंबर स्टाइल है, वो नंबर स्टाइल पे साथ नंबर स्टाइल पे empty none लिखा हुआ होगा, right?
Yes sir, yes sir.
And yeah, so that you select this 1, 2, 3. You got it?
Yes sir.
Okay, so similarly you do it for others. If you have any queries, you can ask in this chat box also. Okay, so if from heading 1 to heading 5, I think all of you have got it. From heading 1 to heading 2. So now we have our body text, then from heading 1 to heading 5. And now, so the next is the word title, the formatter title, right? So that will be, you will have the similar formatting which you have used for the first level heading. Okay, so in the drop down you will have somewhere the title part. So let's edit this one. So see here, the indent is by default there is no indent because we don't have any numbering here, so we don't need any hanging indent or any first line indent. It's just an text. So what will be the spacing here? Don't need to give the 48 points here because it is not your chapter, so it's just a title. So keep it as the before indent or spacing, before spacing keep it as 0, but after spacing you should give it 12 points. Line spacing keep it as 1.5 length throughout the document. Okay, select automatically updated. Okay. So next style you need to edit this, the table of content. Okay, so table of content, for example, so you want in the table of content up to third level. Okay, up to third level. So we need to edit in table of content style TOC 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So here TOC. Title is just an like editing, like for you can edit some other format also. Okay, it's just for the in our font matter we have abstract or list of figures, list of table, that also you want to add it in table of content, right? That need to be added, but you are not giving it to the any heading levels. You are not giving it any heading levels now. To make it an automatic addition or field, to make it a field, actually to convert it into a field, so we are considering the title is for that. That's all. You can edit some other format also, those are inbuilt formats. So now, let's say in our table of in table of contents, every text we want is a 12 font only. Level 1, level 2, level 3, all these things. Let's say we want as a 12 font. Okay, so you are considering it's all the font in the table will be 12 font. So you see here, I want up to 3 level here, right? 3 levels. So I'll be doing it for heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. You have to edit it heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, and then title. These 4. Okay, so first do it for heading 1. So heading 1 will keep heading 1 the bold, and rest of this heading 2 and heading 3 as a regular text. These things Yeah, you can keep it as a 12 also. Keep it as 6 as we have used for the paragraphs. Let's keep it a single. So you can give it whatever you want. Okay, I'm just like for samples, I'm just giving it 6.6 point, that line spacing single. Okay, automatically updated. Okay, sorry. So this is for heading 1, and again for heading 2, everything will be same. We don't need bold. Rest of the everything will be same.
Sir,
Heading 3,
Sir.
and then the title. Okay, so if your heading style is not showing in the style, so what you do, you first go to the reference and add some dummy table of contents. You add them dummy table of contents, and then it will show it to your in under style. Just and insert a dummy table of contents, and then it will show it. It will show under the heading style.
मुझे इतना देर से मुझे भी नहीं पता क्या क्या चीजेस करना पड़ेगा।
12 टिप्स सारे 12 टिप्स
ये आपका ऑटोमेटिक, ये बोल्ड होगा ना?
हाँ, बोल्ड
पहला बोल्ड है। फॉर्मेट में
पैराग्राफ
अरे
6 रखो।
ये सिंगल ये बाकी ठीक है।
हाँ, ओके।
फॉर्मेट
नंबरिंग जरूरत नहीं है।
ओके। अच्छा, आप जो बोल रहे थे चैप्टर 1 बस बोल्ड आएगा, बाकी सब नहीं आएगा?
हाँ, बाकी सब नहीं, वो हेडिंग बस हेडिंग 2 कर।
अच्छा, हेडिंग 2 करके फिर अभी चेंज करना
हो जाएगा। अभी ऑटोमेटिक हेडिंग 2 क्लिक करो।
हाँ।
ये बोल्ड करो।
ये बोल्ड ही है, तो इसको अगर बोल्ड नहीं करना है तो फिर ये अनसिलेक्ट कर दो।
नहीं, ये हम बोल्ड अनसिलेक्ट कर दो, ओके कर दो, बाकी हेडिंग 2 हेडिंग 3 हो गया, ऑटोमेटिक हो गया ये चीजें।
तो ये हेडिंग आने होगा बोल्ड में।
हाँ, वो इसमें मैं ये देख रहा हूँ, जब क्रिएट करूंगा वो करके खुद देखूंगा। हाँ, ओके। अभी ये सी रहा है
वो जो मतलब जैसे एक्नॉलेजमेंट और
हाँ,
सब चीजें हैं,
ये सब चीजों को टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट में ऑटोमेटिकली ऐड करने के लिए बस, क्योंकि इसमें हम लोग नंबर चैप्टर नंबर तो दे नहीं रहे 1.1 या फिर चैप्टर 1 चैप्टर 2, तो ये चीज नहीं दे रहे तो वो नहीं आएगा उसमें। तो सेम चीज ऑटोमेटिक हाँ, बोल्ड सेम, जस्ट सेम चैप्टर का जो टाइटल रहेगा वो सिमिलर ये तो सिमिलर वर्जन साइज 18 जो चैप्टर जो लेवल 1 का जो हेडिंग था, बस ओनली चेंजेस थे वो जो लेवल 1 पे वो हमारा जो टॉप का स्पेस था 48 पॉइंट्स पर, इसमें कुछ नहीं रखना है, वो जस्ट 0 आफ्टर 12 हाँ, हाँ, कोई नहीं ले लो, बस वो जब सिलेक्ट करना है ना तो जो सिलेक्ट कर रहा है वही देना।
क्या कर रहे थे आपको बहुत हेडिंग 1 हेडिंग 2 वाला, लेकिन
इसमें TUC1 एक्चुअली TUC1 ये है अपना TUC1 TUC2 TUC3 3 आ गया। हाँ वो अब TUC2 ऐड करेंगे तो थर्ड वाला भी आ जाएगा। उसमें आपका लेवल वाइज वो हो गया है TUC1 TUC2। कंटेंट रेफरेंस में जाकर के जाना है। ये अगर शो नहीं कर रहा था तो वो ऐड कर सकते। तो मैंने अभी ऐड किया था तो ये आया। कंटेंट उसका और जब हेडिंग में डालता हूँ तो हेडिंग में बॉक्स आ जाता है जैसे चैप्टर 1 बॉक्स के अंदर बॉक्स। बॉर्डर बॉर्डर ये प्रिंट है। अब हो गए। अब उसी हेडिंग वाला आपका आ रहा है। उसी टाइप के और ट्यूसडे वाला मैं बाद में देख के देता हूँ। हाँ। बाकी आप वो बाकी वाला कंटेंट में सर हैविंग इंडेंट देने की जरूरत है क्या? नहीं नंबर हाँ नंबर पे तो बात है। Okay, so now let's create the documents. So first page is title page. So I'm just as I'm writing it as it is. I'm not adding any content here. So after the title page, do I need to give page break, or I should continue? Section break, yeah. One thing, section break. You can also, but based on the format that we have, you can neglect the section break here because you have to give it the page number. If you see the format here, page number formatting or the header and footer. Page number formatting, that your page, your title page is considered to be page 1, but it should not be there in the on the page. So that can be done by different first page, right? So unnecessary section break, don't give unnecessary section break that you don't require. Otherwise, your documents will be very heavy, like it is a complicated document. So section break we don't need because using that first page, different first page, we can manage the header and footer and the page numbers, right? Now, do I need to give the page break? Yes, because like after that, for example, see, have the second one is abstract or whatever else, that has to be start from a new page, right? And your title page should be single page. Okay, so it's better to use a page break after your title, but like after your title for all this front matter. Once complete, after completing, for example, table of content, then give a page break. That because the next after table of the list of figures should start from your new page. Similar thing, list of tables should start from your new page, right? So give page break after each. So this is my title, then give a page break. In insert you got the page break button. Okay, I'm sorry. Before that, you have to look at. I'm sorry. I forgot to give the margin actually. First, to define the margin. So for the font matter, you don't need the mirror indents because it's a one-sided printing. For font matters, you don't need mirror indents, but you have to give the gutter. So gutter is my 0.64, right? Because binding will be there, and at which side? Left side. The binding will be at left side. For a single-sided printing, binding will be at left side. So that left side I have to give gutter, that is 0.64. But if it is for my the next one, the body matters and the end matters, there I have to give mirror indents. That will be your inside and outside. Instead of left and right, it will be inside and outside, right? The same gutter you have to give from there here also, but that has to be your mirror indents. Okay, so here the gutter will be my 0.64, and if it is showing in your inch, it will be 1/4. The gutter position is left. Extra space that you have to give for your binding. The space that you have to give, because the left side, for example, so one-sided printing, the left side, your binding will be on left side, right? So in left side, you have to give some extra space for binding purpose. Okay, so from there, apply to what should I select? Whether it's a whole documents or from this point forward. Yeah, for this case, you can write it as the whole documents because it's your the first part or first sections. But from the next, when you will be giving the mirror indents for your section, for your chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, remember to use that so from this point forward, because from here you will be using different margin. That is different is your mirror indents. Here I am not giving the mirror indents, but at that point I have to give the mirror indents. So apply to from this point forward, from that particular sections, from this point forward. So here you can give it as a whole document. That is absolutely fine. Sorry.
We haven't done the
Section.
said like do it when you do it in the like chapter and that section. So choose the option this point forward. So I think we haven't done.
Yeah, I'll show it. For like see, if you see the thesis formatting here, in the let me show it. So it is written that the front matter will be one single-sided print, right? So single-sided print, you have the single-sided print, that is your binding will be left side. So you don't need inside and outside. That is the mirror index and don't need. How you need mirror index? Because if it is a double-sided print, then and your like odd page binding will be in left side, but your even page binding will be in right side. right side. So in that case, you need mirror indents. So otherwise, what you have to do, every time, for every page, you have to give like gutter. This page, for this page, this is left. This page, this is right one. So in that case, we will be using the mirror indents. But for single-sided printing, we don't need mirror indents, but gutter, you have to give the gutter left side, because at the left side, binding will be there at the left side. Okay, so for our font matter, we don't need mirror indents. That is, you have to give only the gutter amount 0.64 at the left side. So now here in font matter, now you will be, now my next page is abstract, acknowledgement, then table of contents, table of figure, list of figure, list of tables, then list of abbreviations, list of symbols, right? So similarly, like when we writing our chapter name, which style you have used as the heading one, right? But for this case, we will be using the title that we have modified earlier. Why you have to use style as a here also? You can write it as you can write it by you can write it normal text. You can also write it, but in that case, what you have to do when you will be creating table of contents, that table of contents, for font matter, you have to write it manually. It will not show it in automatically to your table of content. Okay, so in that case, now what which will be using that here, this one, the title. Okay, so select the title heading and then write. Again, after abstract, give page break. Similarly, do it for all this front matter title 1, 2, 3. Total 9 pages will be there. Sorry, the third one will be acknowledgement. When did I get this in? When did? हाँ, गटर ये है जी, आपका थीसिस है। मंदिर जी, ये ऐसे आपका थीसिस है, ये आपका थीसिस है। तो है, एक मिनट, एक सेकंड, लग गया इधर कुछ। लग गया टेबल में। इमरान से एक बार पूछना पड़ेगा। तो ये वाली जब का थीसिस है, इसका पेन भी अच्छा। हाँ, ये आपका थीसिस है। सो फर्स्ट जो पेजेस है, फर्स्ट पेजेस ये ऐसे पकड़ता हूँ, ये आपका बाइंडिंग है, थीसिस का आपका बाइंडिंग है। तो आपका ये फर्स्ट कुछ पेजेस है जिसका आपका लाइक सिंगल साइडेड प्रिंट है। अब सिंगल साइडेड प्रिंट होगा तो यहाँ पे देखिए जो बाइंडिंग हुआ है, बाइंडिंग का आपका एक्स्ट्रा स्पेस गया है। बाइंडिंग में थोड़ी स्पेस लगता है बाइंडिंग में, ये जो एक्स्ट्रा स्पेस लगता है थोड़ी, हाँ, ये गटर है, यही गटर है फर्स्ट की, ये जो ये एक्स्ट्रा स्पेस है। अदरवाइज आप अगर गटर नहीं देंगे, आप मान लीजिए 2.54 स्पेसिंग आपको दोनों सेट का मार्जिन दिया 2.54, बट क्या होगा, हाँ, तो बाइंडिंग, हाँ, 2.54 तो हाँ 2.5, तो वो बाइंडिंग साइड में क्या होगा, बाइंडिंग साइड में जो एक्स्ट्रा जो स्पेस गया है, वो स्पेस की वजह से आपका जो मार्जिन होगा पेज का जो एक्चुअल मार्जिन रहेगा वो यूनिफॉर्म नहीं रहेगा। हाँ, लेफ्ट साइड में कम हो जाएगा, राइट साइड में ज्यादा रहेगा। तो अगर वो 2.5 को 2 सेम रखने के लिए, इसीलिए यहाँ पे एक्स्ट्रा स्पेस दिया है 0.6। हाँ, वो बाइंडिंग का। हाँ हाँ हाँ, 2.5 को 2.5 फुल लेफ्ट साइड से हो जाएगा। मिरर, अब मिरर इंडेक्स, अब इधर देखिए, अब मान लीजिए यहाँ से आपका डबल साइडेड प्रिंट स्टार्ट हुआ है, तो आपका ये जो पेज है, हाँ, ये पेज का आपका लेफ्ट साइड से स्टार्ट हुआ है, लेफ्ट साइड का आपका बाइंडिंग है लेफ्ट साइड से। अब ये पेज में क्या है, राइट साइड में बाइंडिंग है, तो राइट साइड पे बाइंडिंग है आपका। तो अब बाइंडिंग के लिए क्या होगा, अगर आप मिरर इंडेक्स नहीं सिलेक्ट करेंगे तो आपका क्या होगा, वो सेम चीज यूनिफॉर्म नहीं रहेगा। अब इस सेम चीज, सेम गटर आप दे दिए, 0.64 आपने गटर दे दिए, तो क्या होगा, जो राइट साइड लेफ्ट साइड पेज ठीक है, लेफ्ट साइड में आपने गटर दिया 0.6, लेफ्ट साइड ठीक है, राइट साइड में क्या होगा, यहाँ पे तो पेज कम हो ही गया, बट इधर आपका 0.64 एक्स्ट्रा आ जाएगा अगर आपने मिरर इंडेक्स सिलेक्ट नहीं किया तो। मिरर इंडेक्स में क्या हो जाएगा, ऑड पेज के लिए आप लेफ्ट साइड में गटर आ जाएगा, राइट पेज के लिए राइट साइड में गटर आ जाएगा मिरर इंडेंट्स में। हाँ हाँ, टाइटल हाँ सेम होगा, वो सेम हेडिंग 1 जैसा सेम होगा, बस वो चेंजेस हो जाएगा। जो 48 पॉइंट्स हमने स्पेस दिया था वो 0 हो जाएगा, बिफोर 48 वाला 0 कर दीजिए। बाकी सेम है, हेडिंग 1 जैसा है, 18 पॉइंट्स बोल्ड सब कुछ सेम है। Is the title right? You edited the title one, this one, right? That's not a title actually. टेक्स्ट लिखने के बाद हाँ टाइटल पे क्लिक करना है अदर, और क्लिक करने के, वहां पे क्लिक करने के बाद फिर लिखना है। बट इसका फॉर्मेटिंग सेम रखा, फॉर्मेटिंग है जैसा सेम नहीं है। जो टेक्स्ट यहाँ पे जो था, ये वाला फॉर्मेटिंग जैसे दिखा था, उसका फॉर्मेटिंग सेम नहीं है यहाँ पे जो तुमने लिखा है। ओके, बट अगर करना आ गया तो बाद में अकॉर्डिंगली तुम कर सकते हो, फॉर्मेटिंग मैटर नहीं है, बट तुम करना आ गया तो इम्पोर्टेंट है। टाइटल, ओके, हाँ, फ्रंट मैटर में हमारे जो जितना पेजेस रहता है, लाइक टेबल ऑफ लिस्ट ऑफ फिगर्स, वो भी वो एब्स्ट्रैक्ट हो गया, एनोटेशन हो गया, वो चीज भी हमें क्या चाहिए, हमें उस पर चाहिए ना, मतलब स्टेटमेंट चाहिए। तो बट उसमें हम कोई हेडिंग नहीं दे रहे ना, हेडिंग 1, हेडिंग 2 या हेडिंग 3 वो हम नहीं दे रहा है। तो अगर हेडिंग वो नहीं दे रहे तो आएगा, इसमें नहीं आएगा, क्योंकि वो फील्ड वैल्यू नहीं है, मतलब फील्ड वैल्यू कनेक्टेड नहीं है, लिंक्ड नहीं है, ये सारे चक्कर। तो उनको लिंक करने के लिए टाइटल एक अलग से स्टाइल मैंने बना दिया, कोई भी बना सकते, कोई भी एक लेके वो एडिट कर सकते। बट जब भी वो टाइटल लिखेगा, टाइटल लिखने के टाइम पे वो वाला फिल करना है। कोई भी ये यहाँ पे फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैंने टाइटल ले लिया, कोई भी एक इनबिल्ट टाइल ले सकता है। तो ये वो उसमें एक फील्ड में मैंने लिंक कर दिया इसको, ताकि हम लोगों ने जब टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट बनाएंगे, वो टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट में ये ऑटोमेटिकली आ जाए उधर, ऑटोमेटिकली आ भी जाएगा, लेकिन हमें चैप्टर नंबर भी नहीं देना पड़ेगा, चैप्टर नंबर या फिर जो हेडिंग है 1.1 1.2, क्योंकि फ्रंट मैटर में हमें वो चीज नहीं देना होगा है। तो उसके लिए उसको ऑटोमेटिक टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट में ऐड करने के लिए ये किया। टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट में
custom paper. Let me do it.
Okay, is it? सेंटर में चाहिए इसको। ये 65 है ना? Yes. मार्जिन कितना दिया इसका? मार्जिन 2.5, मार्जिन ज्यादा हुआ है इसका। ये मार्जिन है, हाँ, ये मार्जिन है 24, 64 mm घटा 0.64
ये तो mm
में है, हाँ 6.4।
फिर मैंने मेरा ये इसके बाद it like did a page break and then I put abstract and I don't know why it is coming like that and then ये table of content भी
डेवलप कंटेंट में अभी नहीं आएगा। क्या
I have put these things बोल ना background में
हाँ
बोलना तो background
ये
मैं title और वो सब प्रॉपर किया
सिलेक्ट करना टेक्स्ट को। सब में आ रहा है क्या?
पेज में टाइप करके देखा था राइटिंग
सेम टाइटल दूसरे पेज में, टाइटल बस टाइटल वाला। ये इसमें भी आ रहा है।
सर
हाँ वही हाईलाइट हो गया था।
सर ये 8 पेजेस तक कर ले उसके बाद।
Son, here it's coming 1.1 and son. Here it's not coming 2.1.
अगेन ये प्रॉब्लम है यहीं पे। तो मल्टी लेवल उसमें issues है। हाँ पेज ब्रेक करके फिर एक्नॉलेजमेंट डेवलप करते पेज ब्रेक, क्योंकि वो सारे नया न्यू पेज से स्टार्ट होना चाहिए। क्योंकि एब्स्ट्रैक्ट जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल एब्स्ट्रैक्ट अगर 2 पेज का हुआ, 1.5 पेज का, 1.5 पेज तो उसके नीचे से फिर एक्नॉलेजमेंट स्टार्ट नहीं होना है, बट वो नेक्स्ट पेज से न्यूज पेज से स्टार्ट करना है।
ये मेरा टाइटल भी थोड़ा राइट अलाइन नहीं हो गया
राइट अलाइन नहीं है क्योंकि आपका लेफ्ट साइड में एक एक्स्ट्रा स्पेसिंग है। हाँ अब ये एक्स्ट्रा स्पेसिंग है क्योंकि वो उसके लिए है, प्रिंटिंग के लिए है। हाँ तो इसके लिए जैसे आप रूलर ऐड करेंगे तो ये है आपका टेक्स्ट एरिया, ये आपका टेक्स्ट एरिया है तो इसका सेंटर में है आपका।
तो ठीक है
हाँ ये आपका टेक्स्ट एरिया है ये जो है। और आप ये और मोर इम्पोर्टेंट आप ऐसे देख सकते हो ग्रिड लाइन नेट में, ग्रिड लाइन आप ग्रिड लाइन कर दीजिए। देखिए ये जो है ग्रिड लाइन जितना जहां जहाँ पे दिख रहा है ये आपका टेक्स्ट एरिया है।
प्रिंट में आ जाएगा अगर इसको हटा के प्रिंट
हाँ नहीं वो रखने भी से वो प्रिंट में नहीं आता है। अब आप पीडीएफ में जब कन्वर्ट करेंगे वो ये वाला पार्ट भी नहीं आएगा।
page break. So what I did here, I'm at abstract, did a page break. Is still like page number 3.
या 2 and 3 पेज नंबर भी कंटिन्यू ना।
Said that it will leave a page blank.
नो दैट इज फॉर सेक्शन।
It will just
Yes,
put
so
me on
yeah, that I'll do. I'll discuss it when you start this chapter 1, chapter 2 for next part. Okay, so that online the grid, actually the grid line is your if you want to see your the text area, like what is your text area, that you can see from the ruler itself. This white, and the white area is your text area. The gray part, as I said yesterday also, the gray part is your margin, and the white part is your the text area. Or also, if you want to show it to the on the documents, then you just enable your grid lines. So grid lines, once you enable the grid lines, you can see the which your the text area. The grid lines, wherever the grid lines is there, that is your text area. View, then grid lines. Enable it grid lines. Okay, so this is my the font matter. So I have total of nine pages. Okay, so now next is also body matters, where we have total of how many chapters? So you have 5 chapters. So that will be right now from this point onwards. You will be using your section break. So remember, the condition is your chapter should start from your odd page. So whenever you are giving the section break, you use section break from odd page 1. There's the 4 options: continuous, next page, even, and odd. I've discussed it earlier yesterday. What are those 4 options? So what you have to do, you have to use, because you are starting it from your odd page. So once you start from your odd, you have to start from your odd page. Then you have to select the section break from odd page. Okay, but if it is an continuous documents, you don't need to bother about all these things. Then you can select either the next page or continuous. But if it is the conditional that you have to start from odd or even, so based on your requirement, you have to select odd or even page, irrespective of whether your previous page is at like your odd page or even page, whatever it is. For example, so you are starting from odd pages, okay, and your previous page has complete your last page of your previous page is an odd page. Okay, so then what happen if you are starting it as a continuous section break, then your chapter will start from this side. this side, but I want my chapter here, this side. So you have to give odd page section break. If you are giving it like the is the next page section break, then your chapter will start from this side. If your previous chapter is the last page of your previous chapter is, if it is that odd number, then it will start from your even number if you don't give the odd page section break. Okay, so what will happen for the this page? Like if you are giving it as from the odd page, so once you will not show it to the in your documents in the extra page, but if you see the page numbers, you will see that if it is stopped at 43, then 44 page numbers will be blank page. So your next chapter will start from 45. Once you export or save it as a PDF, your documents, so in that case these documents will be blank documents. Clear? So for body matters, you will be using the odd page section break. Okay.
Page break and section break.
So page break is like a section break. You have a different sections that is important for different header or different settings. If you are giving the different settings, like a different, I have to now from this point onwards we'll be needing mirror indents, right? Mirror indents. So that you can do the mirror indent parts also. You can do it using that the apply to part whole document on this point forward. So that is doable for other options also. But now you have, since you say for examples, you have to give for the font matter your page numbers will be a Roman numeric, right? In Roman. Then your body matters will be Arabic numericals, right? So to differentiate this, you need a section break. You have to give a section break that this is my different section, this is my one section, and this is my different section. The page number for this section is this in this format, the page number for this section is in this format. But page break is like, the page break is for if you want to start something from a new page. For examples, that my abstract and acknowledgement. Abstract can be 1.5 page, right? So if you are not giving any page numbers or page breaks, then from the second page onward your acknowledgement will start. But I don't want that. I want my acknowledgement from the new page. So in that case, I will give a page break. Of course, mostly what we will do, we'll enter some, we'll press some enters, and then we'll start from the next page, right? That is like, it's not an the professional way. That is why we are giving a page break, that my acknowledgement will start from new page. That is the page before the use of your page break. Like whatever once you give the page break, from next point onward, your content will start from the new page. It's just starting a new page only. Starting a new page from next page. We're starting to your next page, and whatever the content you write in, it will be start from the new page only. If it is a continuous document, you don't need to give page break. For example, in between your sections, if it is a continuous document, if it is until and unless you have any necessity, or for example, you want to certain figures, you want to keep it in a single page. So in that case, you can give the page break. But for in a continuous documents, do not give page break, or else if you add something in between, so that I have shown you yesterday. If you are giving a page break, and then if you are adding some contents in between, then it will start a new page, and then there will be a blank page only. Like for example, you have added 2 or 3 lines in your previous page, and then you have given at the end of the page, you have given page break. So next page will be the whatever the content you have added 2 or 3 lines, that will be in your next page, and the rest of the documents will be the blank. So don't give a page break to a continuous documents until unless you have some necessary. So now start with the section break here. So last page. So insert, go to layout, then you have break. Now you have under the section break, you have 4 options: next page, continuous, even page, odd page. So what I will be selecting? Odd page. Okay. So now this is my heading 1, right? So heading 1, let's say the chapter 1. introduction. So right now you just follow it how I'm doing. So then the next sessions we'll be doing some examples. So in that case you can do it by your own. Okay, you just see how I am doing right now. Okay, so the introductions, now once your introduction, so let's say my under this introduction I have a subsections of background. So I'm just adding some dummy text here. Again, under this, let's say I have one more third level heading. Okay, so for example, this is my first chapter. Okay, dollar, I have entered some dummy text to just show it. So remember one thing, so you have all everything, so you have defined your spacing, paragraph spacing, you have defined your line spacing. Do not give any unnecessary enter or any spacebar. You have all everything, so you have defined what should be the your spacing between your two paragraphs, between between your two headings, subheadings. So to see if you have entered something unnecessary spacings or enter, what you have to do, you have to enable this marker. If you enable this marker, then if there is a flip P, that is nothing but your the enter that you have given, unnecessary enter that you have given. That flip P is enter. Okay, so you see here before this heading 1.1.1, I have given an unnecessary enter. Okay, so that you can delete it either your backspace or delete button. Similarly, in these paragraphs also there is an unnecessary enter is there. So let's say I have completed my chapter 1. My next chapter is theory. Okay. So again, you have to give a section break from auth page, right? Section break from auth page. So layout, break, auth page. So home, chapter 2. So this is all about chapter 2, then same things. So for chapter 3 again, chapter 4. So my the body format has been completed. I have 5 different chapters with some dummy content. So these are my 5 different chapters. Okay. So if you want to see this all these chapters like how it is looking like, you can go to the view menu and then you can click on the navigation pane. If you click on the navigation pane, then you can see what are the content that you have in your thesis. Based on chapter wise, everything you can see it like chapter wise you have heading and subheadings, all these things, so you can see that. So see here I have 5 different chapters. I have introductions, then theory, materials and methods, result and discussions, and then conclusion. So these are my 5 chapters, right? So now I have my font matter of 9 pages of font matter, then I have my chapter 5 different chapters. Now the end matter is my appendix and references, right? So then again you have to give an section break here also, section break in the references section, or after the chapters you have to give section breaks, and then you can give a page break also. These next 2 pages are in the same sections only, but use that title style, because that appendix and also the reference you want it under your table of content, right? So use that. For that also you have to use that title, and it is not necessary that I had told you that to modify it to the title only. You can modify any inbuilt style that are there in the MS Word. For those kind of only purpose of this to link your those things that are your list of tables, are the abstract and acknowledgement, to link those to my table of contents. To the linking those things, I have done it using a style. It is not necessary to do it style only. You can do it using the subtitle. Yeah, I have done it title. You can modify your subtitle, but whenever you are writing this heading, for example abstract, you have to select that whatever the style you have edited. It is not mandatory that you have to do it title only. The title I have selected, just it's the meaningful, something like meaningful. That's it. It's a like title of my page. So that's why I've done it for the title. Okay, so here again I'll give a section break. chapter appendix for reference, will you give section break or page break? See, if you give page break, then it can be happen that it can be possible that your reference will start from your event page, right? So better to give a, like I want reference on the odd page. So better to give a section break of odd page. Similarly for what you have done for the other section. Okay.
One side of the page will be blank, no?
No.
The appendix and reference if there is section break of odd page.
If it is if your previous sections like a previous section last page is, so for examples in odd page, then there will be a blank page. If it is the last page is even pages, then automatically your next page is starting from odd page.
Appendix will give as
Title. Yeah, because we don't want to give it as a chapter heading, any heading, right? It will be without a heading. So but to linking to the table of contents, we are giving it an style as a title. Same things for reference also. We don't want to give reference also as a chapter name. So now we have completed our all the matters from starting from font method to end method. Now we'll see the how the table of contents looks, and once you click on the table of contents, you will not be able to see that acknowledgement order that needs some modifications. So let me show you. Reference, then insert table of contents. You see here till now you do not have all those like this our the front meter and end meter. It is not there, right? So you have to go to there and then custom table of contents, modify. Sorry, not modify. Under option, you see your heading 1, 2, and 3 have TOC level of 1, 2, 3. Heading 1, 2, 3 have TOC level of 1, 2, 3, right? See the drag it down. You have title here. The title do not have any TOC level here, right? The title do not have any TOC level. So what kind of labels do you want? It is similar. The title is similar as that heading 1, right? So that is nothing but my TOC level 1. So you define your TOC level here 1. TOC level 1. Click on OK. Now you see you have this abstract acknowledgement table of contents, list of figure, list of table, list of abbreviation, list of symbols, and at the bottom you have appendix and references in your table of contents.
एक तो ये तरीका है कि इसको मैं पेस्ट ऑप्शंस पे थ्रू करूँ, तो ये आपने जब बताया था कि इसको क्लिपबोर्ड पे कॉपी करके
कॉपी करेंगे ऑटोमेटिकली क्लिपबोर्ड में आ जाएगा।
तो कॉपी करना है,
आप कॉपी करेंगे ऑटोमेटिकली वो क्लिपबोर्ड में आ जाएगा, ऑटोमेटिकली क्लिपबोर्ड में आ जाएगा।
इंसर्ट टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट इसका खुद का ही एक नंबर आ गया 1 और बाकियों को उसने चैप्टर कोड 2 3
आप
4
इसको ये जो टेक्स्ट है इसको टेक्स्ट को आपने शायद वो दिया है ना
हेडिंग कर दिया।
हाँ ये जो टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट है इसको नॉर्मल कर दीजिए, नॉर्मल टेक्स्ट। और इसको डिलीट कर।
वो भी सिलेक्ट हो गया है, वो भी सिलेक्ट,
ओके
वो भी वो नंबर तो चेंज नहीं हुआ।
ओके
क्या तो नहीं होगा।
उसको अपडेट करना होगा ना, टेबल अपडेट करके।
चैप्टर 1 इंट्रोडक्शन दिया है, मैंने क्लिपबोर्ड पे ये कॉपी कर लिया है।
अब इसको डबल क्लिक करिए
इसको
और आपका ये है जो आपका नंबर वगैरह, ये सारे नंबर पे आ गया। इसको पूरा सिलेक्ट करके नॉर्मल क्लिक कर दीजिए,
अच्छा
पूरा सिलेक्ट करके। नहीं तो अब एक बार रीडू अंडू कर दीजिए इसको, अंडू के
फिर करूँ।
हाँ हाँ, इंट्रोडक्शन के बाद एंटर करके अब कॉपी कीजिए।
अच्छा
अब उसको डबल क्लिक कीजिए।
अब वो एंटर हटा।
हाँ, क्योंकि नहीं तो वो एंटर्स में वो पूरा नेक्स्ट लेवल को ले ले। Okay, so that's all for this session. So I'll meet at 2 p.m. after lunch. Okay, that I'll show you how to save it as a template for in future use. Okay, and then we'll do a exercise